So how would you feel when you would, you won Dancing with the Stars a number of times, or you come out with a new record? How would you feel when you released something, or you won something, or you checked it off the list, or the movie came out? How would you feel?
What's next? Yeah.
So it was never like appreciating the moment,
never.
Like being grateful for this and excited. It was like, this isn't enough.
Yeah.
What's next? Wow.
Well, I mean, when I won Dancing with the Stars, trust me, I was on a high. I was like, yes!
2 days later, you were like, okay, well,
a day later, I was like, okay, what's next? And like, I have to have my music career, and I have to have my acting career, and I have to have this and that and that. And when I got through all that and I realized what I was doing it all for, and then I kind of came back to my 10-year-old self, which was like, let's go have fun and enjoy it and like have a good time. I ended up feeling like the most successful person.
Wow.
And like I was like, wow, look at everything that I've done, and like I'm so proud of myself. And like, and I think that's really hard for people to say, because it's hard to say that you're proud of yourself. And one, because you're like afraid of what people are gonna think. Are they gonna think that I'm cocky? And it's like, screw everybody else what they think of me. I'm like, am I proud of myself? Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
That's good.
So I like it. And everything is just better now. Like and I find that I'm getting more things that are just coming in, and it's that kind of energy where you're just being, and you're just living, and you're just enjoying things, and then you find that you're attracting more things that come your way, and more success, or whatever, however you define it. But yeah, life is just great right now.
Amazing. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
But it comes across that way too. It doesn't seem like you're stressed or you have any weight on your shoulders. You're just like, let's have fun.
Well, yeah, and I would notice that a lot. I'd be like, and I'd always take deep breaths, like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, and like I need to do this, and like, why am I not that person that's that like I would compare myself to people all the time, like, why am I not there and they're there? Like, I'm doing what I can, and I'm trying so hard, and I'm like, that's the point. I'm trying so hard.
Just be.
Yeah. Just be, and like being authentic and real, and like I know it's easy to say that, but when you can find it and you feel that feeling, you don't ever want that feeling to go away.
Yeah.
Like that's almost like the addiction now for me, is like it's not that I've lost my drive, but like it's the like I used to hate. Sorry, I'm all tangenty right now. I'm like all over the place. But it's like I used to hate feeling satisfied. I used to like. I used to say that if I ever felt like I was, content, that was the worst thing in the world. And so then like last year, I started feeling content, and I was like, oh, does that mean my drive's gone?
Your hustle's gone, your drive.
Yeah, my hustle, and like, because I used a lot of like the negativity that has happened in my life to prove myself, to show what I've gone through. And I got rid of that. So I was like, is my drive gone? Like, do I not have
I just want to relax on the weekends.
Yeah. And what I realized was that, like, it didn't go away. It actually just made me more calm and peaceful, so that I was more able to go and be really passionate about the things that I loved when I needed to do that. And then I could turn off.
Do you feel like you're more in the flow every day now, or with your work or your?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I still have my moments where I'm like, but I mean, I do. I remind myself how grateful I am that I get to do what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So. Sorry, that was major tangent.
No, it's perfect.
But
that's what everyone needs to hear, though.
Yeah.
And what would you actually say to someone, whether they're a busy entrepreneur or they got a family and they feel like they want to make more money and they just feel like they have so much going on and they're never in the zone, they're constantly stressed? What advice would you give to them? I
would say find some rituals that you do to calm you down and put you in what Tony likes to say is a peak state.
Like what are your rituals?
My rituals are in the morning. Like I breathe and I think about the things that I'm grateful for, and I think about what I want to do that day, and I think about how I can. Not what I'm gonna do, but how I'm gonna be how I'm gonna be in that day.
Yeah.
And
what are the things that come up often for you? What are those ways of being?
Kindness, for sure. I mean, being kind. I think there's a lot of anti-bullying, and that's an anti thing. And I'm like, well, the only cure for that is by doing something. So instead of being anti-bullying,
before kindness.
Yeah. So for me, it's always about what can I do to inspire, and to love, and to just so that's I don't know. That's I want to now be remembered for who I am as a person rather than what I've accomplished. And then what I've accomplished is great because then it will be a platform to be that person, you know, and like help. So
that's cool. What other rituals throughout the day or maybe at night do you do something before bed? Or
music is really important to me because it gets me in a great mood. And so when I'm singing when I'm singing or I'm like moving around and I feel great, like just life is wonderful. I make sure I kiss my dogs every day and like we play. The girls, Lexi and Harley. And I think for me too, I try to listen. I think a lot of the times in the past for sure, and it still catches up with me, but I just I kind of just go on my day.
Listen to what? Listen to yourself or listen to others?
Listen to people, like a conversation. Like I think that sometimes I just am waiting for like the end of the conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean now or you used to be like that?
I used to be like that, and sometimes that creeps in.
Why do you wait to the end?
Because I'm always, again, trying to, what's next?
And so you haven't been fully present.
Yeah, and so I now try to like listen and like, and understand, try to understand people. So I don't know, so my rituals are kind of like, again, the morning I breathe, I think about the things that I'm grateful for. I listen to music and get in a good place, and then before I go to bed, I don't know, I do the same kind of thing, like think about what I'm grateful for, and
How important is learning new skills and constantly improving your mind for you? Are you going to more workshops or reading or listening to podcasts or?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's kind of addicting when you feel this good.
Yeah, it's like a high.
It is a high, and so it's really fun because I feel like your community of friends, it actually shrinks first and then it grows. And it's really cool because you find that you have the same interests and talking about this kind of stuff is really fun. And then you're like, let's go to a seminar together and like, let's read this book together, you know? And so, I'm always trying to constantly fuel that. I think kind of what we were saying about like school, like it didn't compute, like I didn't connect to it, and so I didn't understand it. Whereas like life stuff like this, I'm like, this is what they need to be teaching in school.
Right.
I'm like, and I connect to this, so like I feel really smart.
That's funny.
You know, whereas like in school, like it didn't connect with me, whereas this really connects with me. And so I'm always trying to, I don't know, find ways to be better, but not even be better to again, like prove myself, but to be better because it just feels better to grow and always feel like you're, always feel like you're growing and learning. And
that's great. I'm a big believer in mastering your body and having great health. How important is it for you to constantly be on top of your health game physically? Obviously, I think I know the answer because of what you do, but
I think you're wrong.
Really?
Because like I wish that I was more conscious of my health, and I think maybe I put a lot of pressure on myself because of the health thing, because I feel like that's what I should be, and so maybe
everyone's always looking at you or judging you or pictures or whatever.
And so I feel like I have a lot of pressure to show that I'm healthy, and I think that's one thing that I'm actually figuring out right now, because I think.
Tell me more about this.
Okay, so I dance because I have fun.
Yes.
And it makes my body better.
Yeah.
But I don't do it for that reason, really. I do it for the fun of it. And working out, I would always do for vanity, and to look good, which is a great thing. You want to look good, right?
Yeah.
But what I realized was that I was doing it all for vanity. And so now...
Not to be healthy, you mean? Or not to
be healthy.
Improve your...
No,
something.
But I would feel great when I would do it. So then I would get confused, like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I realized that it was all for vanity. And like, so now I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I work out and eat right and do it, but because I want to do it for health and not for vanity. And so... I know it's challenging because it's really challenging.
The world you're in, and like
So I'm still figuring that out. Because by the way, I'm never gonna not do it for vanity, also. But like, you know, I want to do it for the right reason, and I want to be healthy when I have kids, and like, you know, yeah.
How many kids do you want to have?
I want to have 4.
Wow.
Yeah. That was quick to answer, right?
That's correct. You knew that since you were like 7 years old. You're like, I'm going to have 4 kids, I'm going to live here. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay.
I'm a planner.
Why 4? Why 3 or 4?
I had a big family, and I couldn't imagine my life without my siblings.
Yeah,
and they're my best friends, and
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What is something about you that most people don't know that would surprise them if they knew?
I think that, like, I love doing this interview because I'm being so real and so honest.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Well, and I like that. Whereas I think a lot of people, and I think in the past, I've always been kind of, I know what to say and the limit to say, and
you have your PR team on you, like, here are the talking points.
Well, that, and also just to be positive and always happy and not show my weaknesses. And I think that for people, I want them to know that, like, I have insecurities and I have, moments in my life that I'm not proud of, or that I am, striving to be better at. And so, like, being in this world, it's very, your image is very important to protect because you want to make sure that, you don't show the weaknesses. But for me, what I've learned is that, like, your weaknesses, your vulnerability is what makes you strong. And to be able to, have somebody relate to you is, I think, really important for that person because they see us here in this incredible world that is, it's abnormal. It's not normal. But yet we're all still normal and real. And, like, we don't usually show those things. So I don't know. I just would say that I'm just human, and, like, I have my moments, and I have my insecurities, and I cry, and then, like, I'm really weird. Like, I have like these weird moments, and Christy will tell you, but, like, I have these weird moments where I get really, like slap happy, where, like, I get in this, like, weird mood, and I just start doing these, like, really, like, operatic voices, and I'll sing.
Give me one.
I'd be like, and, like, it's always when I'm really tired, and I'll be, like, rolling on the floor, and, like, I'm just kind of weird. So I don't know. Like, I'm not.
I like weird. Weird's good.
Weird's great.
It's great.
I love it. So.
How often do you feel like you allow yourself to be vulnerable, whether it be in public or in private, or?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting better at it for sure. I think that I never used to be vulnerable. I always used to be a tough cookie, and look how strong I am.
Never let them see you sweat.
Never. Like, oh, that's a piece of cake,
Wow.
Because I wanted to prove, again, that I was really strong, and that I could do this, and I could keep up, and that I was meant to be here with everybody else.
Right.
Whereas now I think that, like, I don't care.
Sure.
So, like, I'm like, I'm not searching for people's approval anymore. I mean, of course, we all are here and there, but, like, that's not my main drive. And so I think now I'm just kind of like, I don't care. I mean, if they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And so, I don't know.
That's cool. So tell me how you divide your time between all these interests you have. Again, you're like a superstar at everything. So how do you balance it all? Or is there no balance?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm working on the balance part because I feel like I have a lot of great ideas, and I'm passionate about this, and oh my gosh, this would be a great TV show idea, or I need to sing, or I need to go on tour, and so I would have so many things on my plate that I would never do them all really well. I would, like, be outstanding at all of them. I would kind of just be okay. And
enough to make it work.
Enough to make it work. And so
kind of fake your way to being good. Yeah,
exactly. And so in the last couple of years, I'm like, okay, how do I trim the fat? Basically, like, I need to prioritize and what makes me happy, what makes me like get super excited, and if there's anything that doesn't make me feel that, I need to get it away.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of projects that I had that it would just overwhelm me, but I was like, but it's such a good idea, I need to do this, and then I was like, but I'm not even that passionate about it, you know, but I'm like, but it could make a lot of money, and it could be a success, and it could be this, and it could be that, and then I'm like, but I really don't even care about it. Like, I do, because I think it could be something, but it's not that I'm like completely all in on it.
So what advice would you give someone who does have all these projects going on or has a new idea? Because so many entrepreneurs listen, they always have another idea and they never follow through with it.
Well, and I think that was what was happening with me too. So it's my advice would be to trim the fat. Like, literally get all of the things that you think you have that are important. And literally just kind of like go like this and only put the things that you are super passionate about. Like, it's almost like clearing the table and then grabbing the things that you're like, okay, this,
you really want.
this. That is my priority. And then once this is kind of feeling like it's going, then I can trickle in something else.
Got some momentum, or you've got a system in place or a team that's running it.
Yeah, but if there's too much, I always feel like nothing's going to get done, or it's going to be half-assed, or it's going to, you know, it's not going to be my full potential of what I know it could have been.
Right.
You know.
If you want more greatness in your life, then you got to check out this video right here.
Want to like reach my hand out and give women who may never have access to this kind of information because of where they live or their family structure, these simple tools to elevate their lives.